What is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today on a Victory Monday. We normally take a little bit more time for the week to breathe before going right into the next 49er video. But we're planning on a short week this week. The San Francisco 49ers going to be hosting the New York Giants. The Giants currently 1-1, while the 49ers sit up at 2-0. First of all, before we get off to anything, we got two more games going tonight. Two Monday night games. Going to be on ESPN, and I believe ESPN2, because of the writer strike. For the people that are, not able to get cable television still in the world today. I talked a little bit about the people complaining about not being able to watch the prime football games on Thursday. I ran into people complaining that they're not able to watch the games on ESPN. I believe it's ABC, a Disney company with ESPN, are now going to be carrying all of the Monday Night Football games because of the writer's strike. They're going to be airing them since they don't have any other television to put on. Biggest news of the football world today has to do with the New York Giants. Saquon Barkley, during the big comeback in the Arizona Cardinal game yesterday, was injured. People were wondering how bad the injury was. The report that I read today is that it is a normal ankle sprain that is going to be sidelining Saquon Barkley for 3 weeks. This honestly is good news for the 49ers, because I don't even know another running back on the New York Giants. I don't know who's going to be back there for them, but the one thing that makes me think of anything is how Brock Purdy took the league by storm. Sometimes it's just somebody you don't know who they're going to be that comes out and just flat out surprises you. So there's a lot of people basically saying that the Giants are going to be weakened because of this injury. They're only going to be having Daniel Jones and their number one receiver, Darren Waller, who came over from the Las Vegas Raiders. He's a friend of Jerry, man, so I'm a fan of his. He pretty much is the number one receiver on that team, the only guy to really throw to. That's why a lot of people thought that Odell was going to go back and play for them to kind of finish out that last leg of his career. I don't know. The one thing I can take is that when I woke up and I saw that Cam Akers wasn't playing on Sunday, I can honestly tell you that I think I took the Rams game on Sunday for granted a little bit. I didn't realize that we were going to have to really go out and grind that game out and come from behind. I thought the Rams were going to be a team that, basically we could just get a lead on and then just lean on them the rest of the game and just take advantage of that. And that's kind of what we did with the early McCaffrey touchdown. But they came back on us enough that we had to tie the game to go into halftime and then come from behind to get it. I mean, that game was a lot closer than its final score. There was definitely times that I was wondering what it would be like to get those texts from my friends, basically with the Niners dropping that game and being 1-1 after being a strong number one favorite for the Super Bowl this season. That would have sucked, but that is the NFL. You don't really have teams go 17-0 and win the whole thing and call it a day. A story that I'm looking to see more news on that we haven't heard anything on yet is how hurt Brandon Ayuk is. I'm safe to say that, I just said that let's not take them for granted. Anybody that can play, I think, needs to be out there. I wouldn't mind if we sat Brandon Ayuk 1 week, especially coming off the short week. He could take all of next week as well to recoup and get ready. You are playing on a short week, but it is like getting a bye a little bit for the next week. So that'd be an early injury to rest, and instead of having a nagging injury that lasts throughout the season, Let's just get him back up to par. He's, one of the best number 2 receivers in the league, and we need to have him out there. One of my favorite guys on the team, Juan Jennings, will just have to step up and fill that hole. We have a few other young receivers that we always have. Let's see one of them step up and see what they can do to fill it in for you. Nick Bosa probably didn't have a great week last week. It was kind of like what a lot of people said that was going to happen to him. It was just basically the guys on the defensive line. We've seen this before. They can sit out. They can wait out all the way until the start of the regular season. They can go out there. They can play a number 1 game. But it's kind of like, there's difference between conditioning and actually playing football. And I think he's, a big enough guy. He can get in there. He can hit. He can move around, but he didn't really. I'm not going to say he really didn't do anything, because I'm sure when you have Nick Bosa on that line, especially when you have, the other weapons that we have out there as well, Drake Jackson and his fellow friends. I saw even Fred Warner came in and he got that huge pop and sack. But, he's probably getting doubled a little bit here and there. So I'm not just going to say he didn't do anything. But he really didn't make his impact as he does in a lot of other games. And I think a little bit of it is just getting his footing, and just getting his feet underneath him. Just running that thing the whole game. He didn't really have the snap count that he did the week before, so I think it's just a matter of just getting him out there and just getting going. The guy's a fighter. If he's going to be on anybody's sideline, I want him on ours, so I'm glad he's in there. You're not really going to hear much complaints about Bosa being on your team. We just got to get him into the thick of things. Of course, missing the preseason as well as missing training camp. That's the reason why they do it. It is what it is. Elijah Mitchell, where are you at? I honestly thought I didn't even see him on the field the entire game. I was thinking maybe he had some sort of an injury. The only thing I basically saw was Coach stepped up and said that he was sorry. It wasn't the game plan to basically have McCaffrey carry the load and play the entire game, but that's just the way it happened. I think anybody who has owned McCaffrey in a fantasy league throughout his years with the Panthers, he's a threat. He's a real big option. I'm glad that he's a Niner. I hope he's a Niner for years to come. But he gets injured, and that's just the way it is. You want to have him out there on the field, honestly, as much as possible. Elijah Mitchell is probably a top-notch backup running back to have in your number 2 slot. But let's see if we can, give McCaffrey some plays off and get Mitchell into the thick of things. I think he only had 5 rushes in the first game. I would love to see, him. I'm not saying get him 10, get him 20. I'm just saying just get him into the thick of things. Obviously, you want to have the ball in McCaffrey's hands as much as possible. But a guy like Elijah Mitchell was able to prove through his rookie campaign that he's not no slouch in the back of things. So this should be a game the Niners are able to win. I'll tell you the one thing. I wasn't watching the game, but I was following it on Twitter as well as the NFL game breaks. The Giants had one hell of a comeback. You can say what you want to say about giving up so many points to the Arizona Cardinals, a team that a lot of think is the worst team in the league. But to be able to huddle up your team and be like, what the fuck are we doing? We got to get out there and we got to play, and then come back from, I believe, 26 points to basically not let them score anymore and score enough points to win that game. That's great. That's balls. I mean, there ain't no other way to say it. I mean, I would take that any day of the week from any team. As much as it sucks to watch that beginning part of the game, I mean, that's why you play until the end. The game's not over until, they basically push you into the locker room and say, hey, we got to pack up and we got to go. Get on the bus. They played a game against the Cowboys. That one wasn't the best Giants day. I'm not going to take the Giants for granted out there. I'm going to tell you, the Giants signed Daniel Jones, that I believe close to $30 million deal. They only gave Saquon 10. A lot of people thought that was kind of a slight, but the story is, they don't really want to pay running backs because they feel that there are special ones out there, but every running back in the league is a ticking time bomb of, when is this guy going to be done? You don't want to be wasting your money, and it just seems like anybody can run the ball. That's the reason why they gave him 10. The ankle injury is going to take him out 3 games of the 17-week season, and we're going to have to see where they are from there. But I think this is the game the Niners can win. I'm pumped to see it, and Thursday night, I guarantee you that much, I'll be sitting on my couch. Peace out, guys.